Hey everyone, this is Craig Merriweather with Ace Any Test, the test stress solution. I just want to do a short little video about who I am, my story, why I'm doing this. And it really comes down to my own struggle with my own depression, my own chronic stress, something I was dealing with very heavily in my teenage years. And this is back in the 1980s, and that was, of course, before the internet. And it was before the medications that came out, the Prozacs, the SSRI drugs that came out. Those came out in the mid 90s or late 1990s, just like the internet. So really back in the 1980s, early 1980s, mid 1980s, you had whatever book you could find at the bookstore, the library, or talk therapy. And, teenage kids not going to probably do either of those, and I certainly didn't. But as I grew older and as more information was coming out, especially with the medications coming out, it really opened up the conversation. So I really started looking into how I could deal with the depression, how I could deal with the anxious feelings, to the point that it became a rather all-encompassing obsession, I guess you could say, looking for different ways to deal with it. Because as I hit my 30s, I kind of bottomed out with it. And I couldn't find anything that was really working. And I just started researching, looking at all the different techniques and methods. And, some things I would start feeling better, but it would just all kind of come back. And I started reading a lot of books, and a lot of more information was coming out that we could access as the internet came out. And one thing that everybody was really talking about back then was this, different ways of self-improvement. There was a lot of self-help coming out, a lot of self-development kind of books, personal development. And they'd oftentimes have the, bullet points at the end of the book or the end of the article, the blog post, whatever it was. And they go through like the 5 different things you can do to change your life. And hypnotherapy was always one of them. And so it was one of those, eye-opening moments of because so many people I admired and I trusted were saying this is a great technique to use, I went and found somebody I could work with. And it's a great strategy. I use it with myself, and I became so enamored with it and so fascinated by it. I actually studied to become a hypnotherapist, got certified as a clinical hypnotherapist. It's one of the best strategies I ever used to really turn my life around. It's an extraordinary way of accessing the subconscious mind and maybe healing trauma that was decades ago. Healing past hurt and pain, and then installing the new instructions for the confidence, the joy, whatever else you want to create your best life. And it worked really well for me. And again, I really wanted to help other people with it. I was so fascinated by being able to access that subconscious mind to help other people that I got some great training and started working with people one-on-one. And one of the issues that came up a lot was the stress and anxious feelings around tests and exams. And in fact, one of the first clients I ever worked with was for test stress. And she came to me, she wanted to become an audiologist. She had already gotten her master's degree, but she wanted to niche into being an audiologist and helping children, with hearing impairment, deaf children, helping kids get the gift of hearing again. What an extraordinary career to get into. And she spent tens of thousands of dollars in training to get trained over the course of a year or so. And of course, like a lot of professionals out there, you have to have that licensing exam, licensed by the state that you're going to practice in. And she just couldn't pass the licensing exam. And she would just get so nervous. She'd go so stressed. She'd feel so anxious. And these tests are like $800 every time you take it. And it doesn't matter if you don't pass it. It's still $800. And she had taken it a handful of times. And of course, it's embarrassing. It's humiliating to have to tell your family, tell your friends that you didn't pass again. She couldn't start this career that she was so excited about. And the starting salary was $80,000. So not only she can't start this career making this $80,000 starting pay, she's already paid tens of thousands of dollars and $800 every time she was taking the test. And she was so frustrated because she's a very intelligent person. She's a very intelligent woman. She'd gotten her master's degree. She was top of her class. And so and unfortunately, as is usually the case, the last resort is like, well, I guess I'll try hypnotherapy. And so I worked with her. And one of the issues she was dealing with is that she was always top of the class. She's an extraordinarily smart person, always top of the class in high school when she was getting her bachelor's. And it was really when she went to go get her master's degree. She went to a different school, and it was filled with people who were top of the class. They were all the one percenters at the top of the class. And so she became very diligent of studying and staying up late, and she would get very stressed and feel very anxious, feel very nervous about passing the test and doing better and keeping herself at the top of the class. And she just trained herself to be nervous and feel anxious around taking tests, And so I worked with her for a few sessions and trained her how to calm her nervous system down. Taught her the skills, the techniques she used, and she ended up passing the test. And I've worked with a couple other people around that beginning stages of just starting off as a hypnotherapist. I worked with a couple other people with test stress, and I thought, well, this is a great modality, hypnotherapy and the other techniques around the guided visualization, neurolinguistic programming, to help people with test stress. And I just, to do more research about it, to see what was out there, I started looking around, and there didn't seem to be much out there of anything out there in the marketplace to help people with test stress. A handful of books, a couple of kid books out there. Occasionally you'd find a 45-minute class that maybe a university was offering, but oftentimes they don't teach you too much of anything. A couple of 5-minute videos you might find on YouTube, but nothing really comprehensive. I didn't see anything that was really delving into stress around tests and exams, those anxious feelings, those feelings of nervousness, and the techniques that can help you. And look, I wanted to create something that could help as many people as possible, because look, there's not a one-size-fits-all solution. People are nervous around tests for different reasons, and people, they may be in elementary school, they may be in high school, taking a final exam or the SAT, or university, college, doing an oral defense of your PhD, doing the MCAS, the LSATs, the bar exam, any sort of professional exam. Could be a 65-year-old wanting to just become a real estate agent, needing to take the real estate agent's licensing exam. So people have various issues. So I wanted to do a comprehensive course that looked at various techniques. Because again, not everything is going to work for everybody. Everybody's a little bit different. And so what I wanted to do is put together all the techniques that I've come across, all the research and scientifically proven techniques I've come across over the years. And all the way going back to, years and years ago. So some of the things I even put into some of my other books, like Depression 180 or the Mind Mastery Blueprint. And so I wanted to put all these techniques that could help somebody with their, stress, nervousness, their anxiousness. So again, whether high school student, college student, professional, auto mechanic, plumber, lawyer, real estate agent. So whether you're 10 years old, whether you're 65-year-old, these techniques help. And I put them all together in a package of video lessons, describing the techniques, describing the exercises, also some audio recordings, actually 40 different audio recordings to practice with. So you can see how detailed and comprehensive this course is. There's 12 lessons, 12 video lessons. There's probably, 6.5 hours worth of education just on that, let alone the practicing with the audio recordings or downloading the worksheets. And what helps this course be superior to many other avenues out there that people can use. Again, the books or maybe the videos out there. This isn't just random kind of close your eyes and breathe in deeply kind of exercises. Yeah, of course, breathing is a big part of it. But what I put in all this course is all the great techniques that have been scientifically proven to work, that I have seen work in the people I've worked with. And so really what this is going to do is help people deal not only with the stress and the anxious feelings they may have around tests, but they're learning to take back control of their own nervous systems. That's right. You can do that. You have the power, you have the ability, you have the right to do that. And so this is a great course. Happy to answer any questions you might have about it. Find me at the website, aceanytest.com. I appreciate you hanging to the end of this video. And as my thank you to you for watching this video, as my gift to you, go to aceanytest.com, and there you can download for free 5 different recordings to program yourself for confidence. That's for you to have. And if you or a loved one struggles with test stress, whether you get really nervous before an exam or maybe an audition, maybe you're a musician or an actor, or there's a job interview coming up, giving a presentation or a speech in front of a bunch of people, the fear of public speaking, it all works. They're all kind of tests, aren't they? Whether there's an audition or a job interview or speech in front of somebody or giving the presentation at the big meeting. They're all forms of tests. And so it all works to help you gain the confidence and to take back control of your nervous system. So go to Ace Any Test. Find out more about the online training program. It's, again, the most comprehensive course for test stress relief. Again, there's 12 lessons filled with techniques and strategies for turning off the fight or flight stress response and for building super confidence. Again, over 6 hours of video training, over 40 recordings to download and practice with, over 20 PDF worksheets to print out so you have the techniques right in front of you. So thank you again for listening, everyone. Have a great, great week, and here's to your success in all that you do.